welcome back to the Crafty Christian YouTube channel. My name is Esther, and in this video, I'll be making a tan Hello Kitty keychain based off of the plush where she wears a pink dress with a white flowered lei and hibiscus flowers. I have a friend who has mentioned in the past how she would like to have a tan Hello Kitty product, so I decided to make her a tan Hello Kitty keychain for her birthday. Her birthday isn't for a couple months, but I'm the kind of person who likes to make gifts in advance. That way I avoid the stress of getting a present done on time if I start making it on the same month of the celebration. So that's exactly what I have done. I know it's a ways away, but I'm excited to give this to her and hope she likes it. Disclaimer, this isn't a tutorial, just a showcase of my process of sewing up this keychain. And even during the creation, I totally forget to add something at the end and didn't realize this until I had finished the keychain. You will figure out what I have missed as you watch the video. And with that said, join me as I create a tan Hello Kitty keychain. So the pattern that I have gotten here, I found on Pinterest, but it wasn't of the plush that I wanted to create, but one of the more basic versions of Hello Kitty. But all I was looking for was a Hello Kitty that wore a dress and a flower, as you can see here. Then I decided to make the other pieces that I would need. So for the flower piece, I decided to cut out the petals so they looked more like a hibiscus flower. And then took some extra paper and cut it out into 4 petaled flowers for the lei and for the dress, as you can see here. And then I just cut a small rectangle and a circle for the central part of the hibiscus flower. I am so happy I was able to create the pieces that I needed and recreate the character with little issues. Then it's on to the felt. Thankfully, I had a tan-colored felt that matched near perfect to her plush color. Then I used yellow, black, and white felt for the face and outfit pieces. For the dress and flower, I needed a hot pink colored fabric, and I sadly didn't have any felt in that color. But what I did have was an old apron that did in fact have a hot pink fabric on it, so I decided to cut the fabric I needed off the apron and use it for this project. I decided to cut out the main body pieces for the keychain first. So, using some fabric chalk, I drew out the head and body pieces. This piece that I have drawn out here is basically the piece that the dress gets sewn onto, making it the front of the keychain. For the arms, I decided to just draw out one of the arms, because in the future I intend to fold out the fabric with the arm piece and cut it out, making it 2 equal-sized pieces. Now it's time to cut out the pieces. Just remember, everything but the arms only requires 1 piece, as this is a 2D keychain and not a plushie. I know this isn't the most accurate way to cut out pieces, but it worked out in the end. like I said before, I folded up the fabric so that I could cut out 2 equal-sized arm pieces without having to draw out the arm piece twice. And there you go, all the body pieces are cut out. Now it's time for the dress. As you can see, the dress was originally part of a 1 body piece, but I decided instead of cutting out 2 body pieces, that I would just draw out only the dress piece and use one of the front body pieces, making it easier for myself. Since my fabric chalk was already pink, I would not have been able to see the drawn out line if I had drawn out the dress. So I decided to just freehand it, which was a little difficult, mind you. In hindsight, I could have used tape to tape down the pattern piece onto the fabric, but that's okay, it all turned out well in the end. And there's the dress. As you can see, I will just sew it right onto the front piece. There's a little extra fabric there, but I will deal with that later. Now on to the hibiscus flower. Again, I just freehanded this. It was a little more difficult than the dress, but it was okay. It turned out well in the end. Just a little tip when freehanding, leave a little bit of space just outside of the pattern line. Because the fabric is loose, it'll shrink a little bit, so the pattern will become smaller than you thought it would. So that's why I gave it a little bit more space when I was cutting. It's like giving seam allowance, but just for cutting. And there we go, the hibiscus flower is finished. Now on to the nose, the hibiscus flower centerpieces, and the decorative flowers. So taking that small rectangular piece, I'm starting out with the center of the hibiscus flower. And then onto the small circle piece. Again, I just freehanded this. They were too small to draw out anyway. And with that, the hibiscus flower is done. Now on to the nose. And there we go. Now on to the decorative flowers that go on the pink dress. For this one, I used the same trick I did with the arms and just folded up the fabric. I actually intended to have 4 yellow flowers for this project, but I guess I didn't fold up the fabric enough because I only ended up getting 3 flowers. But even still, I only ended up using 2 of the flowers for the dress, so actually it worked out in my favor. Now using the same flower piece I did for the yellow flowers, I'm doing the same thing but with white felt instead. Learning from my previous mistake, I made sure to double up how many times I folded up the white fabric, so that way I was sure to get 4 white flowers, because for the lei I did in fact need 4 white flowers. It didn't turn out so well after the cutting process, so this is why I'm just touching the flowers up and making them look more nicer. And there we go! And this time around, it turned out well. I got 4 flowers. Now on to the eyes. Just like I did with the arms, I just folded up the fabric once so I can get 2 equally sized eyes. Just a little hint to anyone trying to figure out what I missed, the items required black felt. If anyone thinks they have figured it out, leave a comment. And now with all the pattern pieces cut out, now it's time to sew them up. I am starting off with a hibiscus flower. Who else really likes tan Hello Kitty products? Because I do. Especially the ones I've seen videos of in Hawaii. Hello Kitty is always wearing such cute outfits. I've seen a video where there are so many different versions of her and other tan Sanrio characters in a store called ABC in Hawaii, and they all look so cute. My favorite one is where she is wearing a pineapple. Characters wearing fruit costumes is always super cute. Leave a comment if you agree. All done with the hibiscus flower. Time to move on to the dress. Like I mentioned before, the body piece was way too big for the dress, so I just decided to cut out that extra piece to make it more even. And there we go! Now it's time to sew on the lei. And that is how it's supposed to look. So, sewing one flower at a time, I got to this final look. And I made sure with the extra thread in the back to knot it off twice so that it's extra secure. And I did this at the end of every pattern piece. Now on to the yellow flowers. Like I said before, I only ended up using 2 yellow flowers because there just wasn't enough room for 3. And there we go, the dress is all finished. Now I take that dress piece and sew it onto the body piece. As I was sewing up the body pieces together, I realized that there was space in between for the head to fit. So before I sewed up the whole body piece, I decided to add in the head in between the two pieces of fabric. But in the end, it didn't really matter, considering I was going to already sew up a back piece, and it would have looked the same anyway. So really, this step wasn't necessary. Realizing this, I didn't even bother sewing up the arms in between the fabrics and just sewed them from the back. Once I finished, I realized that the body piece of fabric was sticking out of it, so I just decided to cut that out too. And there we go! Now on to the arms. But looking at it now, I'm realizing that the position of the arms is wrong. So learning from my mistake, make sure that the thumbs are facing toward the body and not away from it. Because if we're talking anatomy-wise, this is kind of wrong. And there we go, we got 2 arms sewn up. Now on to the face, starting with the hibiscus flower. Does anyone think sewing is very satisfying? Because I do. Before I sewed up the eyes and nose, I decided to make sure that I knew where I was going to position each of them. And then one at a time, I sewed on the eyes and nose. And there we go! Now to hide all the extra thread behind the keychain, I decided to sew up a backing piece used with white felt. That way it looked more cleaner and no one could see the mess of threads that were in the back. I decided to sew this, but you can definitely just use fabric glue. Now, since this is a keychain, I decided to use a keyring. And how I decided to do this was only place one of the chain pieces in between the fabric. And then I made sure to poke my needle through the chain piece so it can be securely sewed on to each side of the fabric. And there we go, it is securely sewn on. And now once your white felt has been sewn on, just cut it out. So if you have not figured it out yet, I in fact totally forgot to add her whiskers. It's funny because I had the whiskers in mind when I started this project and was telling myself I was going to grab some black embroidery thread and sew up the whiskers that way before sewing up the white felt for the backing. But don't worry, I didn't leave the keychain incomplete. I cut up some black felt into skinny rectangles and used fabric glue to stick them on. That way, thread would not be sticking out in the back if I had chosen to sew the felt on. But it looks much better now, and I'm happy I remembered to add them. Make sure to cut off any excess thread, and you're done! Here is the completed tan Hello Kitty keychain. Thanks for watching. Bye!